Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In the Better, Brighter You segment brought to you by Sespera, today we're featuring Dr. Doris Day. She's a top-rated, board-certified dermatologist specializing in laser, cosmetic, and surgical and aesthetic dermatology right here in New York City. She's a medical educator, a clinical professor of dermatology at New York University Langone Medical Center, and a highly respected and sought-after media personality. She's also the author of 4 books, her most recent one being Rebooting the Biome. She's going to join me today to break down how she's risen to the top of her field, earning the respect of her patients, peers, and the media, and to give us a look into her approach to personalized treatments that consistently deliver exceptional results. Welcome to the show, superstar. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to dive right in. So you've had an incredibly dynamic journey to where you are today, graduating from Columbia University with an English degree, then to completing your master's in journalism and science writing at NYU, before going on to earn your MD at Downstate Medical School and completing your dermatology residency at Cornell. I mean, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 incredible things that we just listed right there. Fast forward to today, you're the owner of your own clinic and a trusted voice in the media, having been featured on, we'll start the Today Show, Good Morning America, The View, Fox, Live with Kelly and Mark. Like, while there's many dermatologists and they stick to the treatment room, you've built this remarkable presence in the media. So how did your path in dermatology evolve onto becoming such a trusted and recognizable voice in the media space?
I'm very fortunate that I had a great mentor in my father who had a passion for life and longevity and health in a very holistic way. And then having had such a diverse kind of upbringing and background in just being an English major studying literature, then going on to journalism and doing medical reporting, it really helped me understand the human side of medicine. So a lot of what I do is I understand that someone is in my office because they have a skin issue or they care about their appearance, but they are a whole person. And I always treat and approach it as a whole person issue. And I know that what you see on the surface is both reflecting and affecting what's going on behind that. And I try to address all those issues because my goal is always not for my patients to just look better, but to actually be better, that I want them to live their healthiest, best lives. I am their cheerleader. I am your cheerleader as a reporter, as a doctor who is talking to the media. I want you to understand what could be going on, what could be driving it, how to solve it, and always with giving you hope and positivity. Because I think in the end, if we understand why we're supposed to do something, why something is happening, then we're going to be more compliant with the treatment that's needed to make things better. And it's putting that all together that makes what I do so much fun and then also relatable.
And the camera loves you. I mean, that, it doesn't hurt when you could maintain your appearance and be so open about and transparent about your age, looking the way you do. Not everybody could look the way you do at your age. I think you have a lot of people that are admiring your routines, that are admiring your skincare, that are admiring just the way you present yourself. So yes, although in one side, behind closed doors, you're treating patients privately and quietly, but you are very much a personality. And that's what I love about you. That's what I love about you. So now let's move on. You're an author, naturally combining this expertise and passion for writing to further educate the public, which, again, is why people gravitate to you. You give them information. Do you feel that authoring 4 books, has enhanced your connection with patients and helped lead to that more success within the industry?
Yeah, it has, because when you research for a book, you have to dive in super, super deep. If I'm going to put word on paper, those words not only have to be true, but I have to know it so well that I can explain it in a way that is easy to understand and actionable. My goal is that every single word I write will have a meaning, that will have a reason to give that word that space on the page. And each book has its own vibe, its own story to tell. A lot of the books that I write really start out by sort of telling my life story from where I am. So the intro is always the first thing to read. The latest book, Rebooting the Biome, is about the skin microbiome. And my co-author, Dr. Thomas Hitchcock, is absolutely brilliant. He is a PhD in genetics. We've been studying the microorganisms, all the bugs that live on the skin. And I was really curious about that because we're always trying to eradicate them. And when we look at things like pigmentation issues or aging issues or redness or breakouts, we don't take into account how those microorganisms that live on the skin can impact the changes that we see in the skin. The book before that was Beyond Beautiful. And that's really my philosophy of aging. And I go basically by different parts of the face and show how what you see is reflecting what's going on deeper than that. And I have so many patient stories in the books as well. So each book has its own stories to tell, its own purpose. And each time I write, it is such a joy, but also I learned so much from the research and the way that I put the stories together and how I share what I've learned. And when I know something and then I can explain it and now you know it too, I am the happiest. Like I love when I learn something new. It makes me so happy, but I love it even more when I can share it and now we all know it and we can all build on our knowledge together and age beautifully.
Well said. Well said. Now, you have extensive expertise in both laser and cosmetic dermatology, areas that continue to evolve very rapidly. And in a city as competitive as New York, where patients have no shortage of options, what do you think sets your approach apart and helps fuel your success?
When I opened my practice, I'm in the busiest zip code in the country. So there's, I don't know, 30 dermatologists on my block alone, and every name is a big name. And everyone told me, oh, the area is saturated. You don't want to open an office here. I graduated on a Tuesday, opened my office on a Wednesday, and and started with one patient. So basically what it is that I don't really think that there's competition. I think there's more patients than there are doctors available. It's a matter of being authentically true to who you are. I
Right.
don't advertise. Everything is word of mouth. So it's providing care for the patients. And I'm not the right doctor for every patient, but the patients that come to me and stay with me over time and send their friends in, it's because we fit. What I am able to offer in terms of experience and then treatment and outcome and balance for them serves their purpose. And that's my goal, is to be honest with my patients, to be positive, to help them see their beauty before we do anything. So my goal is always to start with your features that you love the most. We all have beauty. And if you can see your beauty, then I can celebrate and enhance it. But if all you see are flaws, then all I can do is take you from more flawed to less flawed, which is not what I want. So my goal is to help you see your beauty. Then we can think about how we can create harmony and balance and understand that as we age, our beauty also evolves. You're not less beautiful, you're a different beautiful. And sometimes I think it's more beautiful.
Oh, wow. These are such empowering words. I almost want to stick to that topic, but I want to move on to the laser discussion. But I love what you were saying. I was lost in your eloquent words, the way that you framed it. So nice. So when it comes to laser treatments, it's not a one size fits all approach, and personalization is key. With so many options out there, how do you choose the most effective treatment combinations to deliver the best results for your patients? Can you walk us through your process and perhaps share how topical solutions like even Sespera fit into your approach to help enhance that post laser outcome?
Absolutely. I think the key word you mentioned there is combination. And for most patients, it's a combination of things. So one is to understand what is happening with the skin and the structures behind it. So it's the assessment is the most important part, is for me to understand exactly how your skin is aging, what it's been through, and then how we can combine treatments, whether it's neuromodulators like Botox or fillers, devices and lasers, and how to combine those to give you the best, most authentic results, both now and to make your skin healthier, because healthy skin is really the most beautiful skin. Now, when it comes to one of the issues around lasers, it's with pigmentation. And this is where Cyspera really comes in, because when somebody has something like melasma is discoloration on the upper lip, on the cheeks, sometimes even on the forehead, and it's patchy, but it's triggered by hormones and heat and sun. So I'm very careful around lasers and heat-based devices when it comes to treating melasma. But a product like Cyspera, which is cysteamine, this is an antioxidant that's naturally found in the body, and it's made in a product called Cyspera that you would apply 15 minutes in the evening. It helps even out skin tone, and it works unlike any other product that I have to help reduce melasma. And what's great is that in the summer, you can use it in the summer and it will help reduce the melasma occurrence. So not only does it just treat the melasma, but can also help in many ways prevent it. So I have my patients do it 15 minutes a day before they wash their face in the evening, and then wash it off and then do their evening routine. It helps block the pigment pathways that cause that hyperpigmentation and that melasma, or even hyperpigmentation after things like acne, where you can have a dark mark left behind, or sunspots. And then it also has it helps with glutathione. It helps with free radical scavenging. So I use it both as an anti-aging, evening out skin tone, and it's a great part of the routine where they do it before everything else, before even washing. So it's such an easy step to apply. You just put it on, forget about it. 15 minutes later, you go through your evening routine and you have your brighteners. So adding in home care for me is essential.
Right. And looking at that hyperpigmentation specifically, a concern, like you said, that affects just so many patients, there's been an exciting surge in regenerative and innovative skincare products, right? Like Sespera is one of them. We know that it's safe to use, doesn't have all those harsh chemicals and all the stuff that's bad for you, the hydroquinone free, that's a big tagline there. So I know you have completed a clinical monograph titled Understanding Hyperpigmentation. This is so perfect. And you always have your finger on the pulse when it comes to the latest innovations in the dermatology field. Now, with the world of regenerative products on the market, are there still any gold standard pigment correcting products you find yourself coming back to? And how do you evaluate whether something truly actually delivers results?
Well, I always start with trying to do prevention, right? That's going to be being sun smart. So using your sunscreen, reapplying it regularly, trying to stay in the shade, avoiding midday sun, wearing sun protective clothing, all those things to minimize the damage. And then you look for novel ingredients. And cysteamine, which is in Cyspera, that is an ingredient that is a relatively novel ingredient. They've had it for a while, but they've even upgraded it to now a 3-step program that has made it even more effective. So even ingredients that have been present have been improved in both their delivery and their concentrations. I've actually been working on a novel molecule that I'm just starting clinical trials on. So we've been doing all the basic science research on this, a novel molecule for regenerative medicine for skin. It'll be available both prescription and over the counter coming up in the next 6 months for the over the counter, and a year or two for the prescription version of it that currently doesn't exist on the market. So I'm one of many working on novel ways to improve skin and hair. And I think it's a great time to be getting older because the research has been going on for so long. And now between the research we're doing, AI, all the ways we can incorporate knowledge and the database of information that's out there, we can accelerate production of fantastic ingredients to help the skin repair. Because when you overdo treatment, especially lasers, you can exhaust the cells that are building collagen, and you can also exhaust the stem cells. So what I'm trying to do is improve the health span of those cells as much as possible, not have to keep hyperstimulating them and put them into overdrive. And if I can even out skin tone, keep the skin healthy, firm, and radiant and youthful, and give that longevity, then we're in business. Then we've done our job.
Wow. Well said again. I mean, you're full of knowledge. Every time it's like a mini crash course I get from you. So before we wrap up, I'm excited about this. Tell me about your recent partnership with Dr. Shino Bay for the Regenerative Conference. I love Shino.
Oh, yeah, me too. Everybody loves Shino. He's just pure gold. So we started, we're co-directors of a meeting called Genesis, and it's a regenerative aesthetics meeting where our goal is to talk about longevity, aesthetics, and skincare and treatments. And we are super excited because every single presentation is around the latest cutting edge longevity medicine, but as it relates to aesthetics, and it's all very actionable. So it's not just coming in and hearing about somebody who created this great laser device or whatever. It's really both the basic science of it, the actionable science, and then when the doctors who are there get the information, they can go back to their office and incorporate it. So whether it's using things like platelet-derived growth factors or stem cells or exosomes or growth factors or Cyspera, all these ingredients, how do we use them? How do we combine them? Are they injectable? Are they topical? Are they laser-assisted drug delivery? All of these mechanisms are backed by science and evidence-based medicine, but also actionable so that we can incorporate them into our practice now. And that was the focus of this meeting. So it's different than other meetings that may be more simply about just rejuvenation, where you go in, you do a laser, you look better. This is really regenerative. That's about aging backwards, looking at the science behind that, and then making sure that we can take that information and use it in our practice today.
And what location is it going to be at next year?
I think it'll still be in Fort Lauderdale, but it might go back to New York. We'll see.
Ooh, I can't wait. If it comes to New York is a great idea, Dr. Day.
I think so too.
All right, let's make it happen. That was the incredible Dr. Doris Day, a New York City board-certified dermatologist, author, educator, and media personality. You can check out her practice online at dorisdaymd.com, and you can follow her on the gram, where she's always continuing to educate, at Dr. Doris Day. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. That was the Better, Brighter You segment brought to you by Sespera. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Sespera. If skin discoloration is making it hard to find your Zen, Sespera can help. Stubborn pigmentation, dark spots, and uneven skin tone concerns go beyond the surface, affecting both confidence and self-expression. In a sea of skincare choices, Sespera stands apart. Backed by science and trusted by dermatologists worldwide, Sespera is powered by the advanced cysteamine isobonic amide complex, delivering clinically proven results and effectively targeting mild to persistent discoloration while restoring the skin's natural glow. Unlike harsh treatments, Sespera is formulated for all skin types, including sensitive areas, ensuring visible improvements without irritation. Whether pigmentation is a new concern or a long-standing struggle, Sespera works in harmony with the skin to bring balance, clarity, and renewed confidence. Sespera is science-driven skincare for confidence that shines. Find your skin zen and restore your glow with Sespera today by heading to Sespera.com.